literally, I would not need to spend €1 or $1 on hotels when I go to the US, because like in every state I have somebody that says, Chris, come here. They are so welcoming. Hi and welcome back. You see, this time I'm not alone. My brother Michael is here because, I did so many videos about the United States and told him about that we have so many misconceptions and we have so much to learn actually about the United States. And he said, okay, I want to do that too. And I was like, okay, why don't we put them with us in our videos and include them here? Because, then he also reads comments and all of that stuff. And yeah, maybe say some words.
Hi, I'm Michael and I'm also here.
Great. We are like revisiting like the best videos where I learned the most about the United States. And today we have one of the best videos, I think, on my channel. 6 happily surprising things about living in America. So again, some things, Europeans are sometimes like, oh, America is so shit, but what is actually really, really good about America? That is what we're gonna find out today. But before we do that, please make sure we have, I think, only 7,500 subscribers left to the 100,000. That would be so great if you help me with that and subscribe and give a like. And especially if you want to see more of Michael, then we see that. And yeah, if you want to see more of me or maybe of us, then you should definitely check out my Patreon or my channel memberships. Link is in the description. And now let's get right into it.
Hello, I'm Lawrence and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond.
I really like
one
this
of those
guy.
memos
He's
pertains
funny.
to the things that surprise us. Specifically, for me, the things that happily surprise me about living in the United States. Now, this might seem like a strange video to do at this time while many of us are trapped in our quarantine bunkers. But once we all emerge, I'm excited to start enjoying many of these things very, very soon, even though I didn't get to for the first 26 years of my life. America, today I salute you. Here are 6 happily surprising things about living in the United States.
He also lives in the United States.
Yeah, so I think he's British, and I think like at the point of the video, he was like 20 years now in the United States. Now he's I think like 26 or something.
Okay.
So yeah, and I think he's an American wife.
Okay.
Sometimes, it's the little things in life, or should I say, the litter things in life that please people. And, growing up in a country that is a wasteland, quite frankly, I'm joking, Britain's not that bad. But we do have a tendency just to, throw litter around. And sometimes now, I've been hearing back in Britain since I've left, we've had this problem with fly tipping. And that's where, people are dumping their trash. But even minus that, I just got this general sense that Britain was just a bit more littery than America. In America, everywhere's super clean. That's one of the great things about it. You can enjoy the oxygen around you, knowing that it hasn't touched a chewing gum wrapper. This is usually the case, and I'm taking the examples of the places I've lived. This is about 4 different cities at this point, and in each and every one of them, you have very green, very well-kept gardens, very clear sidewalks, although in some cases...
Yeah, I think this is what impressed me. Like, this picture impressed me like so much last year.
Of them. You have very green...
to the stuff we saw on our trip.
Like,
there was always garbage on the roads.
Yeah,
and
just also, in Europe you have also sometimes some people put just couches or sofas. I don't know.
The only place in Europe where it is like this is Monaco.
And Switzerland.
Switzerland
is also very good there. But yeah, as we said, like in Europe, of course, many cities are very clean, but you have also like those parts where it's not that really nice.
Well-kept gardens, very clear sidewalks, although in some cases that could be because nobody used them. But it's really refreshing to go to the beach here in Chicago and not find discarded chippy wrappers or crushed Coca-Cola cans or used condoms. Americans, on the whole, are just better about not littering, and I know
I remember when we had once school, like 8th grade or something, there was a condom literally laying in front of Ernestinum of our school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crazy. Our school was pretty...
was rough.
A crotchety old man telling people to get off his yard, but at least my yard is clean. I mean, most in Britain are, to be fair. It's mostly the streets, and I should know, I grew up on the mean streets of Grimsby. It was actually a nice area, but sometimes the streets would still be littered with caviar containers. This one was hugely surprising, especially as a fan of football, or as they say in the rest of the English-speaking world, soccer, because, I'd always sort of understood America to not be...
I never thought about that in, like, literally, when we just look at the English-speaking world, like Australia does not say football, America does not say football, like most parts of the English-speaking world actually say, here, look at the map. Like soccer. I mean, okay, there are, I think, some islands that speak English. Yeah, but
crazy.
Most of the here in Ireland actually say soccer. Here down Namibia, South Africa.
The English-speaking world soccer, because I'd always sort of understood America to not be truly interested in soccer or football, and in many respects this is still true, at least when things are normal and sport is still happening. America still prioritizes NFL, basketball, hockey, and what's the other one, baseball, above all other sports. And so it was just really surprising to this fresh-faced Brit who came equipped with a soccer ball to find that there were soccer fields aplenty. They were everywhere, even in Anderson, Indiana, right, which is the place that I've lived that had the lowest population. But off the top of my head, I can already think of about 5 soccer fields in that city alone.
You showed me a few days ago a map from Europe. All the soccer fields,
Yeah. Germany has quite many.
It's crazy.
I think the US can compare with that because, the US is huge, but it's surprising, as you said, like how many soccer fields there are.
Yeah, I thought they...
Yeah, they only play American football, right?
They don't like soccer.
Yeah. But they're actually world champion with the women. I think now record
really
holder world champion. Yeah.
What was the name of the one woman?
Yeah, the blonde one, right?
No. Brunette.
I don't know.
Megan? I don't know.
Yeah. Megan Taylor?
They're very, very...
No.
widespread, at least in the eastern portion of the United States. I can't speak for the sort of the plains and the Rockies, because can you imagine having soccer fields high up in the mountains? It might happen. If you live in those areas, let me know in the comments below. But I think one of the chief reasons that there are just so many of them is that they're very popular with school-age people. And of course, it is one of the most popular sports in the United States played by women. You've just got to look at the overwhelming success of the US women's national team, who won at this point about 2.5 million World Cups. England, of course, still waiting on theirs. And speaking of waiting, that brings us on to this.
Please hit like and subscribe. It would help me so much. Thank you.
So we turned on some subtitles just for making understanding better, because he's just not used to English every day. So yeah.
So I understand it, but yeah,
it makes it just easier. And why should you make your life hard, right?
Yeah.
America is known as the land of the free, and I always thought that was quite weird because, I always considered Britain to be quite free, as in we had freedoms, but then I started to think, well, maybe it comes down to the little things, right? Something I noticed, of course, and I've talked about on this channel, is you can get free refills in any kind of restaurant on your sodas. And the same is true of...
If you think about that, like, how often do you want, like, another Coke or something?
Yeah.
And, I always have to pay, like, €4 or something for it. Yeah. Like, that's crazy. You just buy one and then you have forever.
Yeah. You pay, like, in Germany, you pay, like, for water, I don't know, 2 to 3 euros.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Just to not die.
By the way, in America, that's also free. Like, tap water is totally free.
Yeah, crazy.
Public toilets, except you don't drink the contents. Let's be clear about that. What I'm saying is, in Britain, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes, public toilets will charge you an entry fee in order to use it. And I can understand why they do this. It's partly for the upkeep of said public toilets. But it's a big problem when you really need to go. Nobody wants to find themselves in a race to find their change versus a race to change their knickers. In America, though I'm sure there are some quirky exceptions somewhere, you never have to worry about that. You just have to worry that people can see you through the crack.
Bro, I didn't understand any words.
I feel like I've mentioned window screens a lot in my videos, but not really in the context of how they've brought me a lot of joy. And that might sound really strange,
So basically,
right?
In America, they have somehow weird, like, the toilet doors.
Yeah.
They don't close fully. Like, they have
so you can spy.
There are like sections where you could actually see through, like on the left and on the right side or something. So it's actually
that's free OnlyFans content.
Free OnlyFans.
But in England, we never had them. And we also never had air conditioning. So you find yourself in this strange situation, particularly on a warm summer's day, of having to open the window just to get some fresh air in. But of course, with that comes some other things. Things like, mosquitoes, which, to be fair, in Britain aren't anywhere near as bad as they are in the American Midwest. Or Big Daddy Longlegs. Or, bees. Bees can get in the house. And who wants that? Now, bees and wasps and things like that are probably probably the most dangerous things that might get into your house in Britain. So it's not really a huge concern, but it can be an irritation. And it's an irritation that's largely alleviated in the United States by the existence of these window screens. I'm not saying that insects don't get in at all. I mean, I've seen enough.
I mean, I
ants colonizing.
totally don't get why we don't do this in Europe. Like those screensavers for that no mosquito comes in. You know, those little things. I mean, we had this like outside of the windows.
Yeah.
We had this, I think, in our when we were like chilled. When we were children. Yeah. But after that, I never really seen that, right?
Yeah, but that was why I was like, don't we have it?
Yeah, but how often do we see it in Germany? Actually, I mean, that's the only time I remember seeing it in Germany. Like, I also never had it at somebody else's in the garden or in the thing.
Yeah, I think some roommates of mine have done it.
Okay,
but yeah.
In my kitchen to know that that's not true. But I do not remember the last time I encountered a wasp, a bee, or a mosquito inside my apartment. It just doesn't really happen. But the big revelation that is window screens doesn't just stop bugs from getting in, it also stops a certain somebody from getting out, and I'm not talking about my wife. She uses the door. Now in Britain, people might be a little less concerned about this because, you know, there's more of an outdoor cat culture there. But my cat, much like the cats of many people in the United States, is very decidedly an indoor cat. And if I want to open the window, as I did today, right, there are occasions during spring and autumn when, you know, it's not hot enough for the air conditioning unit and it's not cold.
But I think our cat destroyed it.
Or destroyed. Yeah, our cat was pretty against things that are in your way. Yeah,
pretty playful.
Yeah.
For the heating, you want to crack a window open, right? And if that were the case in Britain on a lower floor or even the second floor, your cat's gone. And to me, that would be bad because, you know, recently I did have a dream that we lost him at the beach. And I know that curiosity isn't going to kill my cat, but a Prius would. Window screens save lives. Now, once we get the all clear to start en masse leaving our apartments, whether that is by the door or the window, then there's one aspect of America I will never take for granted again, and it's this.
National parks.
Don't get me wrong, you know, we have a fantastic national park system in the United Kingdom, and one, you know, I wished I'd experienced more while I lived there. And the same thing is happening right now as I live in America. I feel like I haven't seen enough of the national parks, or even sort of state parks or state forests.
I think, you
like
know,
that.
I mean, you have not seen anything of them yet, so you don't know much about, you know, the parks, but, you know, from what I've seen, they are amazing, and you actually want to spend a lot of time in that. Like, you cannot compare this with anything in Europe, like.
We were in Sri Lanka.
Yeah, with Sri Lanka, yeah, but it's totally different, you know, that's tropical, that's, yeah.
Now, I have experienced one or two, you know, Muir Woods near San Francisco, but I want to see the big ones, you know. I've sold out at this point. I want to do Yellowstone National Park, I want to do Yosemite, I want to do Badlands, all of them basically in a week. Can we make that happen?
No.
Why not?
Because combined they're larger than Britain.
Right. The national park system is amazing, protecting some of the most unbelievable natural settings.
Can you just walk around, or do you have a track there, or?
That's like, I mean, they're mostly like fees, like in Yala National Park where we were in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
But then I think there are a lot of activities and you can walk around. I think sometimes, you know, when it's dangerous, you cannot.
Okay.
But yeah, I think you're pretty free also to drive around, I think.
That's cool.
But I'm not an expert on that. Yeah.
And how dangerous is it?
Yeah, grizzlies.
Okay.
And
but it's cool.
Snakes, all of that stuff, you know. I mean, it's alligators.
It's a moment to remember for a few seconds until you're dead. So.
Experienced or will experience because, you know, I want to enter the Grand Canyon. That's not a euphemism. So I've already said to the wife, when we get out of this, we're cancelling the Paris trip. Even though she's always wanted to do it, so that's a little harsh. We're just going to go out west, you know, pack up our tents and grow mustaches like Teddy Roosevelt.
Have you ever seen such red rocks? I have never seen something like that.
You know, pack up our...
No, it's like Mars.
Yeah, really, yeah.
Tents and grow
I think
mustaches.
probably they filmed something like you know, Martian or something even there.
Teddy Roosevelt, that's me, not the wife. Now, those of you that are new to this channel might not know that I used to do travel videos back in the day. And today, at the top of Ensign Peak, a wasp stung me. But then that combined with having to work a day job just got a little challenging. So I put it on hold, but I think now that I'm YouTubing full time, I might start it up again. I don't mean tomorrow, I mean...
How long does he make videos?
I think 8 years or something.
8 years, okay.
Yeah, so he's proper. He's also, I think, almost 1 million subscribers.
Oh, okay.
Got the all clearance to go and do this sort of thing.
Okay,
This
now
one might
I'm
be the biggest
interested.
one of all,
people,
hence
yeah.
why I saved it to last, because after all, what is a country without its people? In America's case, it's one big land of unregulated national parks. And I think this one is on the mind because, well, I haven't seen any people except the 1.5 that I live with. And the good thing, I think, that was surprising anyway about Americans and American people is just how
Where
nice
does he live?
Oh God, now you're asking me questions. I don't know.
So like he's a wasteland. he lives in a wasteland.
most of you are. That's if you're not talking about politics or religion or PB&J sandwiches. Of course, there are
Peanut
wild
butter and jam.
exceptions, and I do mean wild, in any country, and I've certainly seen them here on occasion too, but they are the exception that proves the rule. Unlikely as it seems, I just have to look at the comment section beneath my videos. I know, sounds like a mistake, never do that, but mostly it's Americans who comment, and for the most part, they're all really nice. You're all really nice, right? Most of you. I mean, I ignore the ones that aren't. I have a motto, focus on the flowers, not the weeds. And
Yeah, I mean, you know, we both had now like different experiences with different countries, like Sri Lanka versus Vietnam, for example.
Yeah.
And it's so important that the people are actually nice, helpful, speak good English, and communicative. And America, like I have a Polish channel, right, and American, and it's like night and day. Like they are so much more supportive. Like where I was always questioned on my Polish channel, why are you even doing this? It's like America, yeah, oh my God, keep it coming, man, great work. And it's just, you know, when you look in the comments, it's just so nice.
Yeah,
So,
it's also maybe these that you don't judge someone when he starts with something.
Exactly,
and,
it's opposite. It's more like, yeah, okay. I mean, just so encouraging. It's this, you know,
just do it.
American dream mentality
Yeah,
is just like, and you know, if I would like to incorporate one thing from America in Germany, then this would probably be the supportiveness, because you know yourself in Germany, we started a business. It's like, what the fuck? Why are you not having a 9-to-5 job?
Why do you start even? And when you're successful with it,
Then they are envy.
Yeah, and then they envy. Yeah, it's so like you can't do anything positive for them.
Yeah. That's just the worst culture in Germany.
this is a bad example.
So yeah,
Good
as I said,
example.
that's what I would love to have in Germany. That those nice people.
Be in real life. Americans are very welcoming, you know, sometimes too welcoming. I've been invited to ranches.
Me
by
too.
people-
I'm literally, I don't know, people like find out my email address, write me like such an email. I had this like 20-30 times and say, okay, when you're in the United States, come to this address. It's literally, I would not need to spend €1 or $1 on hotels when I go to the US, because like in every state I have somebody that says, Chris, come here. They are so welcoming. Yeah.
It's weird.
And probably
Well,
now you get email. I know, it's, you know, you can be fine. You know, they don't know your email, but otherwise, like after this video, you get also like 30 emails.
And I think it's just sort of bred into people to be hospitable. There's a lot of hospitality. You often hear of Hoosier hospitality, where I lived in Indiana. You hear of Southern hospitality, an appreciation for other people that goes missing on Twitter. But for the most part, you don't have those kind of interactions in real life, or at least that's been my experience of it. The interactions you have, I think, are mostly very nice. I think of going into shops. I think of going into restaurants. And I know that it's part of their job to treat the customer well. It can be split into two camps. Either you get that really sort of over-the-top cheeriness because they want a higher tip, or it's just,
I mean,
it feels very
I think where we both think like it should be, and what I thought when I started the videos like that, it's like fake, right? Like sometimes this like, hi, how are you doing? You know,
in diners.
I think in some diners it might be true. Like, but when I talk with people in the comments or also on my Discord, like that they are actually nicer, right? Way nicer for a German, over the top, but it's actually authentic. Of course, there's like something from like some people over the top, but that is actually meant, like that they are so nice and we are just fucking rude.
Yeah, but I mean, we hear it a lot that we German are pretty rude.
Yeah, we are pretty rude and have no humor.
genuine, specifically when you're in a shop and you just strike up a conversation with somebody. It's much easier to do, I think, than perhaps in Britain.
Yeah.
We're a little more guarded, I think, about certain things like that.
Do you
While
remember you had a job where you needed to talk every day to people in Germany on the street? And think about, explain them how it went.
So it was like, it was pretty rude. So there was no, I don't know. Ich weiß nicht, was soll ich jetzt erklären, Digga?
You can just say, so basically, was I sagen is like, they basically just ask me always, why the fuck are you talking to me, right? Yeah. Yeah, and you know, in America it's just like, oh yeah, what are you offering me? And you know, in Germany it's more like, how do you want to poison me?
Okay, that's true.
Right?
Yeah, I didn't know how to explain it.
Yeah,
but that's true. It's always looking for the
bad things.
The bad things in the thing you want to present them.
Yeah.
Again, and of course I'm not saying that Americans are better than British people, but I think it's worth mentioning because if you're coming here and you expect everybody to fall into sort of one of 5 categories, right? Either a seedy boss type from an 80s Wall Street movie, a stoner kid, a surfer dude, they're one and the same, all of the characters from Friends, or Norman Bates from Psycho, then you're going to be disappointed or happily surprised, as I was. That's it for this episode. Thank you for joining me. Let me know in the comments below, specifically if you're not from America, what you were surprised that I was surprised about. And if you are from America, same. Listen, I divulged this kind.
So yeah, what would you say? What are you most surprised about?
I would say, so like the most surprising thing was like that the toilets don't close. That was pretty surprising. And
what would you like to have the most in Germany incorporated what is already in America?
Yeah, like we said, the people that they are open-minded and not that focused on their own path and their problems and everything, but be open-minded to everyone and stay positive. Yeah.
Okay, right. Lass uns für den Anfang noch was machen. So what would you say now is the thing that you are envy the most about America?
I would say the people.
Yeah.
The people that they are nice and open-minded and
the people are just amazing in America. We have to say that. And I hope you are amazing as well. And tune in the next video. I got you with those transitions. Until then, keep liking, subscribing, and bye.
Peace out.
And tell me what you are most surprised about other countries.